Good morning, everybody. Fossil Bill here, and it is time once again to check on the Labradorites that have been in the dry tumbling for yet another 2 days. And this time they have been in polish, and they are looking awesome. They have come up to a really nice polish. Now I'm going to fish all these out, and they are going to go into the ultrasonic for their final clean. And then following up after that, they will, I will do a final check-in after they dry. To see how they came out this time, because if you remember last time I did a check-in when I thought they were done, they turned out not to be looking really good, so I put them in for another time in phase 2 to get them a little bit more finished up, remove some more material off of them, and get them smoother. And to get rid of some more of the fractures that were in them. And I just work my way around the bowl and through the corn cob to pick out all the pieces. That way they just tumble out into the area that I'm going through, and I don't miss anything. You could probably dump them into a screen, but I don't want the dust. And I like just keeping it contained in the bowl. Okay, that seems to be all of it. Now I got dust on my fingers. And there they are, nice and shiny, a little bit dusty still. Let's get the dust off, and I'll be right back in just a moment in time for you guys to show you what they look like dried off this time. Okay, so here we are, they're dry, and they look light years better than they did the last time. If you remember, I had the video earlier that was like finished question mark on the Labradorites, and it showed how crazed they were after drying. They look much better. Some of them still have some craze to them, but they are acceptable to me because Labradorite sometimes has that anyways, regardless of how good it is. Well, some of it's not such high quality material, so you have that. But some of them are really just took a nice polish. Trying to find the flash in that one. I know it's in there somewhere. There it is. In the end. Which means the other side is right about there. But yeah, came up to a much better shine also in the dry polish. So I am very happy with how these turned out. I already have a second batch in on stage 3. and I added a little bit more media in, so that way I could put a few more stones than I did this time. But I'd say these are good enough to put out there. And I found out that putting it in for 3 days really doesn't do anything, because by the time the third day comes along, the grit is pretty much down to almost nothing. So I basically put the other batch in for 2 stages of phase 2 that were 2 days long. Because all it does after 2 days is it just gets thick with material and doesn't really do much else. So that's my report on the dry tumbling and the process that I followed and the outcome, which I find to be acceptable. So there we have it. Hope you enjoyed the process, and keep rocking.